Hey everybody, it's Lee, and this is Let It Say It For You. Ah,
Oh, it's Big Mike in his house.
ah. And Big Mike is getting bigger and bigger by the day. Are you going to show the people?
Nah, I have no
Um,
pants
oh, well, never mind. Um,
on.
that is her little man in there cooking.
Hello.
Hey, little fella. Well,
The squirmy
um,
alien.
you know, we missed a few weeks again. Sorry. Life's getting a hold of us, man. You know what I'm saying? Micah got kids too now. I got
Ah!
I've been outside. Everybody been fucking flipping out on me. I've been busy. But
Y'all trying to get a headpiece?
would you like a headpiece? Shout out to Erica Holness
Uh,
on a phenomenal job.
it's been a lot.
No, I mean, I guess give us a little summary. That was for Micah's maternity shoot.
Yeah.
Why don't you talk about that?
Going on, I feel like back to back. Well,
Mhm.
not really and really. So on my end, I've just been preparing my household for a child. And then I'm no longer homeschooling anymore. Yay, summer break, bitch.
Woo!
So I have a whole lot of time. So it's a couple of projects that I want to do. So I wanted to get and that's what they call women who are pregnant. Nesting is preparing for the baby to come. So you're getting rid of
News to
things,
me.
you're throwing
News to
away.
me.
You're getting
know
rid of
that.
things, you're throwing away clothes, you're making room for the child.
For the child.
So that's what I've been doing, and I'm trying to get ahead of it now, so that the closer I get to you, the closer I get to this child, I will be just sitting home waiting for my water to break. So that's what we own. But yeah, the photo shoots and then preparing for the baby shower and all this other stuff, like getting certain things in line, and it's kind of a lot being pregnant on the low. It's kind of a lot. I'm not even the pregnancy itself. It's just the preparation for a baby is a lot. And I guess if you take out the gender reveal, the baby shower, it wouldn't be a lot. It wouldn't.
Agreed.
And maybe preparing for the baby, maybe.
But and then see, you're going through all that and you're not sick. So imagine being sick on top of all that.
Bruh, it's a lot.
Yeah, like I was sick, but I was just nauseous. I was functional, but I was nauseous and I had to spit all the time. It was really weird. But otherwise, fine. Some women are like debilitated, like can't even move. Some women get on bed rest really early on in their pregnancy, like they just can't do shit unless
damn.
like, it's really crazy. So just imagine, those ones. So
man,
hug your mama.
And I'm going. So, like Leah said, if I wasn't able, this would fucking suck. This would suck, and this would be a very long, drawn out
process.
Oh my God. And like, you want things done when you want them done, but you physically can't do it. That would fucking stress me out.
Mm-hmm.
If I physically couldn't move shit and like do what I'm damn. Shout out to the women who at least have help, but I know it's nothing like doing it yourself. Like they keep telling us to ask for help and call people. When you ain't used to that, you just want to get it done when you're ready to get it done. So I'm granting y'all, I'm praying for your patience and your grace and your mental throughout your process if you're having a tough time.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not being able to do it.
No, I'm using it. Sorry, sis. She's been trying to sneak into my room since you've been talking. So I heard her jiggling at the bathroom door over there. And then I just heard a very light knock, knock, knock. It's like, have kids, they say. I hugged her and said, don't come in here. I'm doing a podcast. Okay, 3 minutes into the podcast. Here go the baby. All right, well, I definitely understand how you feel, sis. I mean, do what you can, what you can't. Sit your ass down and wait. That's kind of, so is your only option.
And it's funny because Willie said, Micah, I want you to slow down. I said, slow down. What?
Who said that? Willie said it?
Willie's sister.
Okay.
She was like, Micah, I want you to slow down. And it was random. I said, what am I doing? And then I kind of like put the camera down. And I was like, I'm just sitting here. So I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, maybe.
She had a dream.
Yes,
Oh,
that I had the
Lord.
baby
Black people in
early.
their dreams, boy.
So she had a dream that I went into early labor, and baby was all right, but I just had a baby early. So I was like, okay. I said, all I do is this all throughout the week, but I do my dance class. But I guess I was just saying maybe it's her subconscious kind of like getting anxious about me just being as active as I am. Because a lot of people have said, my brother tell me to sit the fuck down when I'm going to brunch. I'm like, nigga, I'm just going to sit down and eat. I'm just going to eat. Of slow downs, and maybe you should when are you gonna stop dancing, and when you gonna blah blah blah. I was like, well, my body tells me I can't. I'm not forcing this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think overall the woman that is carrying the child should determine whether she needs to do something or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, she'll feel it. I feel like this whole instinctual thing that just comes over us automatically. We know how to be moms. We've never been moms before. This is kind of how our body was set up. So I feel like if I was not able to do something, hint, the intermediate dance, because I was sore for 2 days after the fact, I was like, I don't think I could do this shit no more. Not like this. I'm gonna stick to regular. So, yeah, I mean, everyone with all of your concerns about what your pregnant friend, sister, mama, whatever is doing, you know, it's a way to say it. She said it nicely. It sounded like more concern for me and my health and the baby than it did telling me what to do. So there is definitely a way to throw your concerns in there, but ultimately just trust that the mom knows her body.
Well, what I'll say is this, because I feel like there's only so much of that type of shit I take, before I started snapping. It's just like, you think I'm the first bitch to ever be pregnant? Like, you think I'm the most active woman in the world? There are women that literally still do a lot more taxing things on their body than you do while they're pregnant.
Yeah, athletes.
Like, I need people to just be a little more logical with that. And I'm not worried about your dancing. You did that before you got pregnant. You'll do it now. The only thing I don't like are your little belly moves, but whatever. I mean, you told me you're fine, so I left you alone. So I just feel like hopefully everybody can just think that because I think that's me. I get offended. I don't handle unwarranted advice well all the time because it's unwarranted. I didn't ask for it. But I mean, good for you. Good for you.
Yeah, like I said, I think it's tone matters to me and the way that it comes off. I wasn't defensive. Because remember, we said when you getting a little defensive at me, you taking that shit. Maybe you feeling that shit. But because I'm not, it was just easy for me to be like, I'm fine. And when it's time for me to stop, I'm sure my body will give me a signal. But as of now, I'm okay. I'm okay. This nigga, he came on my reel when I was doing my hair. I was braiding it myself. He goes and says, I thought you wasn't supposed to do that.
Raise your hair.
So I said, do what, sir? Hold your hands over your head while you're pregnant. I don't know this man. He was on my reel.
Oh God.
So then I said, I'm not sure of how many pregnancy myths there are out there, but I'm pretty sure if I couldn't do something, my OB would have told me that. But thank you for your concern.
And holding your hands over your head is an easy.
They said we're not supposed to do this. We're not supposed to raise our hands because the umbilical cord can wrap around the baby's neck. Keisha's mom also told me that 2 months ago when she was down here. She said, have you been raising your hands? I said, I've been dancing. I've been doing all type of shit with these arms. So I was like, no, they didn't tell me. She's like, oh, I'm shocked they didn't tell you that. I was like, no, because it's a myth. That is not a thing. My arm ligament is not attached to the umbilical cord. And for a long time, 30 years ago, they thought that women raising their arms had a lot to do with the umbilical cord wrapped around the child. And they soon learned that the baby's movements in the sac is what creates the umbilical cord to wrap around any fucking thing in the baby, because the baby is constantly moving and swimming and whatever.
I would think so. Babies kick you and fucking drag their fucking
somersaults
shit all day.
all type of shit. So
my daughter's umbilical cord was wrapped around her neck when I gave birth to her.
That's a common thing. It's a common thing, and I'm sure it wasn't because you put your shirt on that day. Like, I'm pretty sure.
I don't think that's why.
I just copy and paste the myth, the pregnancy myths, and I just pasted it. And he was like, dang, I'm out here spreading false information. I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. He deleted the whole thread. He deleted the whole thread. Like, it ain't even there. I couldn't even screenshot and send it to nobody.
You know, I don't know why this whole conversation you're telling me is aggravating me, but I think it's because
it should.
I think it's made because it's not even, these aren't even bad things, but I think because people have been giving me such unwarranted advice about myself as of late, getting over it. Okay. So who the fuck asked you anything? Got me sweating. Now I'm mad. Anyway, your pregnancy is going well. I feel him kick often enough now. It brings me joy. I feel like he and I have a thing. So shout out to little man. Can't wait to meet him and sniff him. It's gonna be great. If you've never just sniffed a baby, you should sniff a baby. Babies smell so good. They have this weird little baby smell that is so pleasant. I think it's a mixture of formula, breast milk, whatever the milk is, and then just them. Maybe it's like whatever hormones they give off, something for mothers to just, because I mean, it's supposed to be like just human nature thing for women to see a baby and just want to take care of it, right? And it happens with animals.
It happens with animals all the time.
Become foster moms, dogs become foster dog moms, whatever. You see a little you with nobody to take care of it. As a mother, all your motherly whatever's kick in and you take care of it. So sniff a baby if you can. Don't be weird. Make sure it's a baby you can sniff. And enjoy that. I've had quite very interesting last 3 weeks. It's been rough, y'all. It's been pissing me the fuck off, left to right, back to front, up and down. And the question I've been having to constantly ask myself is, how old am I? Again, like I've been feeling like I'm in fucking high school or something with so many things. It's been so
right. No, yeah, definitely high school tease.
It's been some high school tease between old friends, exes, my mama, my brother. I'm just like, you know what? I don't know what I've been saying more recurrently. Like, I guess I've got more recently. It's just kind of like I just keep saying why people keep fucking with me. Like, I'm not the one to fuck with like this. I don't know why people keep fucking with me. I'm not the one. My mouth is crazy and I don't even be caring. But you know, hey, what can you do? What can you fucking do? I don't know where to give it. Oh gosh, hold on. I'm on this thing and it's gonna be dinging me all day, and it's a hell no for me, buddy. All right, so I want to talk about this movie I saw yesterday, which I posted it on my story. I feel like I definitely wasted 2 hours out of my life watching it. It was exactly 2 hours long, but it seemed to tie into some of the things I wrote down to talk about today. So the movie is called The Dinner.
I think I'm starting to watch that.
With the white people. It's like two couples. It's two brothers who have kids who committed a horrendous crime. And they're
I did watch that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you said you have watched it?
I think so. Go ahead. Keep going.
Okay, that's good. Because I'm gonna give spoilers. So if you want to watch it, maybe you should just skip through for like 3 minutes. But anyway, the gist of the movie is two white kids. They both come from affluent families. They're brothers. So one's a governor, and one seems like has a mental illness. The father, it's not really sure what it is, but like he has to take medication just so he's like all there, you know, most of the time. And so the kids get together, and they need to get money out of an ATM, and then just like really bratty white kid shit, you know, they threw garbage at the lady, they start fucking with the lady, they lit matches through it on the lady ends up dying. It ends up catching a blaze, the lady's burnt to death, she dies. And the governor brother, he adopted like a black kid. So the black son, he was there with them, but he cleared it before they even went to the ATM. He was like, I'm not dealing with this shit. So he left, but the 2 white kids stayed. They stayed till they killed this fucking lady. So the issue now is that the crime was posted on like YouTube or something, and then the news picked it up. And so you can see the boys, but it's very bad
quality.
You can't really see what it is, but you know it's 2 white kids with caps on. They said 2 men in cap kill homeless woman at ATM or whatever. So throughout the thing, they go over their family dysfunction and blah, blah, blah. Then you see how these white kids are talking to their dad. There's like, what the fuck, dad? You're fucking good. And all I'm thinking is, white people, why y'all let y'all kids talk to you like this? This is crazy. Oh my gosh. And then the ending of it, I guess, is that the dad that's governor, he wants to resign from running for governor for his 2nd term. And he wants to make his kid and his nephew own up to the crime. And everybody else involved in it, his new wife, which isn't the mother, but she was there for most of his life, and his brother and his brother's wife are just like, it was an accident. That woman was threatening him. It was filthy. Like, you heard the white boy lying to his daddy about how she was threatening me, dad. She was filthy. She almost killed me. This homeless lady, they show what really happened. The homeless lady was in a fucking sleeping bag. She didn't bother them at all. They came in there fucking with her. They kept running to the dumpster, throwing garbage on her, throwing whatever on her, and ended up killing her. And she literally did nothing at all to them. She barely even said too many words other than leave me alone, you brats. Next thing, the woman's dead. But the mom jumps and believes her kid off rip, and then kept saying, it was an accident. They shouldn't have to lose their whole life over an accident. And then the other brother that's not mentally well, but he's still trying to protect his son. He's just like, my son's not going to jail for this. She was trash. Nobody cared. And the governor, who was played by Richard Gere, famous white actor. I can't think of a movie off the top of my head he's in, but he is very famous. You'll recognize him if you see him. He's the only one in the entire, him and the black kid that he adopted are the only ones that seem to have common decency along the lines of, this woman had a name. She's not just some homeless, whatever. Now, they're good kids. And he was like, they weren't that night. Whether the kids or not, they weren't that night. So watching it, you would just see how parents sit there and justify shit for their kids. To me, it screams white privilege because they are rich and they just say, we got enough money, we can get them through this. And I'm watching this movie like, this is such a reoccurring thing, I feel like, that happens with white people. This reminds me of a story I heard years ago where some white boy, a frat boy, he raped some girl, clearly raped her. Like, she drugged her, took her into an alley, raped her. And I think he just left her there. And his defense was, he's so rich, he doesn't even understand that it's not okay to do shit like this.
Yeah, privilege protection.
This excuse that he was able to use. He was so rich that he doesn't even understand that it's not okay to drug women and rape them and leave them naked in alleys. Right? And so that's where it's kind of like, as much as this is a movie and it seems so fucked up, this is really what the fuck white people be doing. Like, white people can do this. They do shit like this all the time, where their kids just kind of get away with whatever. And if you have enough influence or whatever, you can get away with shit like this when it comes to human beings. Yeah. It really pissed me off. Like, I put it on my story and everything. I was like, watch this fuck ass movie if you want to see some bullshit. But it was just like, white people.
Well, that's the same privilege that goes on throughout history. I think the reason why they allow their kids to talk to them that way, that's the way they want them to treat life. That's the way that they want them to assume their position in life. You can say and do and be and feel however you want. I want you to speak up for yourself. I want you to demand respect. I want you to blah, blah, blah. But the way they go about it, there's no respect in that. There's no consequences in that, because you never take responsibility for your shit because you're not wrong. Because there's always a justification for something going wrong. Right. You can always
come up with some shit.
You can always do that. So if that's the case, I'm just doing what y'all taught me. No, she's trash. What do you mean? She means
she's trash. She's garbage. Nobody misses her.
Yeah, same situation. And that man killed all them Asian people, and that motherfucker said he was having a bad day. What the fuck is that? It's like mind blowing. They took that nigga to Burger King, that crack at the Burger King, after he killed 9 people in the church. I don't even know if that's factual or not, but because I've heard it enough.
No, I've heard that too. So
I feel like
I've heard it too from sources that I believe enough to think
you took him for a meal.
They handled him.
He took him to a fast food restaurant.
Yeah,
After he
and
shot and killed 9 people.
and a story I heard about. I don't know how. I feel like it's recent, like maybe last week, like kind of recent, where there was like a shootout. I feel like it was here. I got to see where it was, but there was
There's been a lot of killings in Miami lately, so it probably was here.
It could have been, but there was a shootout with police and 2 people in a house, and then they're going back and forth shooting, and they end up showing some of the reports. It was a 12-year-old and a 14-year-old. And they were shooting shotguns and AK-47s. These were 2 white kids. So it was a 12-year-old little boy and a 14-year-old girl. And apparently when she saw the police, okay, first of all, they were staying at a shelter for troubled youth or whatever. So they ran away from a home for troubled kids. So let's start there. They're troubled, obviously. Don't know where their parents are, don't know the backstory. So they ran away from there, broke into somebody's house, found the guns, and decided, when the police came, the girl apparently said some shit like, I wrote it down. She said, I'm gonna roll this down like GTA, which is Grand Theft Auto. And these kids just start shooting at the police. And it took police a while. It was a 30-minute shootout. Shotguns, AK-47s. Now, I know you ain't never held one, bitch, but I did. And them bitches are big. So, and shotguns, I don't even know how the fuck they firing shotguns. Maybe they didn't fire the shotguns. Because shotguns are, I don't know if they can handle that blast.
They take your fucking arm off.
Yeah, so they did the whole shootout, and you hear like the police, from his body cam, once they realize they're kids, you see him holding his gun and he's hiding behind a tree because they're firing at these officers. And the officer is like, please don't let me do this. Please don't make me do this. Please don't make me do this. Because they're just like, and you hear them on the walkie, they're kids. We can't kill these fucking kids, man. Let's just try to wait it out, whatever. So you hear that whole thing, and I love the patience they show for these kids and blah, blah, blah. But then you think about fucked up situations like Tamir Rice, and I believe his situation was it was a fake gun. And as soon as that officer showed up, he just fucking killed him. And there wasn't a double check or anything like this. And they saw that these kids were kids, and I thought they were white kids. I have to say that I feel like I have such little faith in the justice system that I feel like if they were a black 12-year-old and a black 14-year-old.
Oh yeah, that would have been done deal. They shot that little boy. He was like 8 for what, a toy gun? That proves it. Right. Yeah, that's it.
So that's what I think of the Tamir situation, and that's why it's so unfair. He had a toy gun, and as soon as that officer showed up, he just killed him. So it's like you.
His name is Tamara. What is his
name? Tamir.
Oh, that's what I thought you were saying. I thought you were saying a woman's name. I'm like, what? No. Tamir. So it for me, it's just like when you see situations like this, you see movies like this where art imitates life, if you will, and all the restraint they seem to have in those type of situations, and then the lack of it when it comes to our kids and stuff like that is mind-blowing to me. And then of course this most recent situation, and this pissed me off to a different extent, the little 6-year-old boy that got shot by this Asian dude. So oh yeah, and he was on the news talking about, and he shot me, and then you heard him running, and it was like fire.
The guy tried to hit him he was chasing him with a sledgehammer at first. He was trying to hit him with a sledgehammer.
So why? Even that?
So apparently this guy's had many back and forths with his neighbors. He's had many complaints about him. He doesn't seem to like kids in general, whatever. And he was mad because the kids parked their bike in front of his house, like on the sidewalk, maybe a little bit on his lawn, but it was like both. You've seen the video. So they're running from him. From outside his window, he fires a gun at the little 6-year-old boy, and then he kind of realized he shot. It was like in his arm, and it went through and through. But how the fuck? How in your mind does it make logical sense to you to take out a gun and shoot a child? Mm-hmm. And this is reoccurring enough with. I've had issues with when it comes to Asian people and the way that they, to me, handle Black people in general. I don't think there's a lot of
no respect
there for me.
Respect. Yeah,
there's no love lost there for me. But there's so many situations of our children being killed by Asian people that I feel like it's so quiet. The moment, and I'm not saying it's okay that there have been situations of Asian hate and all this, but how the fuck did we get a bill passed or whatever the fuck it is that Biden signed when a hop and a skip? Niggas get fucked up every day, B. Every day. Ain't been no bills, ain't been no whatever the fuck. I think it's a bill. I keep calling about. I don't know what else they have, but
it's supposed to be for it's a COVID-19 sanction. So the stop the Asian hate started what they finally ended, because it ended up saying because what Trump said about it being a China disease, they've been getting heat because of it's a China disease. So all Asians across, kind of like what happened when Osama bin Laden and 911, all those Indian people are being terrorized just because of their ethnicity was tied to a terrorism. Same situation with Asians in this COVID. So everybody has been, quote unquote, maliciously going after Asian people. And so it passed so fast because they tacked COVID to it. So if you go, it says the Asian is not Stop Asian Hate COVID-19, blah, blah, blah. Any persons that are unlawfully being something because of COVID-19 related, whatever. It's like they put it together. So it wouldn't, I feel like, so it wouldn't be so bad. So we couldn't say nothing. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? But
yeah.
they tied it to COVID-19.
For me, I feel like I've heard of the cases of Asian hate. Like I know there was some crazy guy, I think he was black. He just like swung on this old ass Asian lady. It was just like, sir, what the fuck?
Yep.
And I feel like I've heard that. Huh?
Black people don't do shit random. That's me.
I mean, they chucked it up to him being crazy, right? White people keep doing insanity all the fucking time. So this nigga was insane. I'm not gonna take it from him. I think we have all fucking reason to be insane. If we got a few that ain't there,
right. I still
surprised, right? I think we can afford to be crazy. All black people don't have to have their shit together. We done been through some shit. But I think every time something like this happens, there are people that are Asian and black, people like Karrueche. I've seen Karrueche come out and stop Asian hate. I don't ever hear this bitch say nothing about black people. For me, I just kind of feel like everybody likes to pick and choose what the fuck they care about. I need everybody who was going on all this Asian hate shit, because there's a few people that have been mighty fucking quiet since this Asian man shot a fucking 6-year-old boy.
Yeah, definitely.
And I just feel like, okay, and y'all want me to give a fuck about Asian hate for what? You want me
to right now? You don't.
Red table everywhere, and my people getting fucked up. My kids getting shot. Yeah. They're going missing. Yeah. It's just like, shut up Asian hate. I definitely don't want that to be the case, but I have another plight to worry about. And according to the fucking news, the report that I heard this on wasn't even the regular news, bitch. It was like Insider, like Edition. They talk about gossip. Okay. This is who the fuck is important. It's not even actual news places.
Right.
I'm just so quiet about it. Don't nobody got nothing to say about this Asian man. And then to add insult to fucking injury, literally, this man got $10,000 bail for attempted murder of a child.
Yeah.
You only got to pay 10% of that.
Right. His dad was like, I don't understand how he got out on bail for almost killing the child.
I don't understand that either. And apparently he got locked back up because of just the media. Everybody's been going off about it. Everybody's been snapping about, everybody's been snapping about it, because how the fuck do you get out after almost killing a kid? How do you get after almost killing a kid? Only $10,000 bail. I forgot what the story was, but somebody else just got $100,000 bond for something way less serious. I don't know what it was, but in the comments, everybody kept bringing up this Asian guy, and they gave this nigga $10,000 bail. So I don't know what his bail is now, but they put him back in there. And even the dad, I saw the news report of the dad, and he was talking, and he was like, I'm just scared, the guys across the street. I'm worried for my family, because he got back out on bail like 3 days later. And then my other question there was just like, I don't know. Like, I don't want to knock the dad either, but it's just like, where your family at? Like, why y'all ain't whoop his ass yet? Like, I don't understand. Someone shot your kid, and we just gonna stand across the street and be nervous. And then
I feel like maybe with that, he's a black man. He's gonna go to jail forever. And I know what a lot of people say who are parents, I'm going to die for my kid. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But if it seems like it's going to be a lost cause, if you stand up for it or not, the moment anything happens to that man across the street who shot his child, obviously they're going to press charges against the father and possibly whoever else was involved. And they're going to go to jail, and they're going to stay in jail. It's not going to be bail. It's not going to be, because you don't get to take the law into your hands, right? That's what happens. If John Q took the law into his hands, he fucking raided the hospital, shot a couple of people, he still went to jail. Although because it was for a good reason. But I be thinking sometimes black men and some black people, when vicious things happen to their family members, I feel like the fear of it not working out for them and them having to be in jail rather than being out with their kids or being with their family, I think they probably juggle that because that black man, if he does something to that Asian man, he going to jail forever.
Decided to do it now after this happened a week ago, I can understand that being the case. When you do something and if someone shoots me, I also have a gun. I'm not gonna say it's about to be chitty chitty bang bang, but it's called self.
Right.
Someone just shot your child. So in the moment of this happening, what the fuck took place? Because he didn't get arrested right away.
But did they go to the hospital? His kid was shot. You don't think retaliation in the same moment. I get where you're going. I definitely understand. It could have been the night after the baby got home from the hospital, but your kid just got shot. So it's shock, you know who did it, go to the hospital, and then y'all handle because you don't want the baby to die or whatever the case is. But I literally be thinking for Black people, when we retaliate, we don't get what we want. We don't get the justice that we're served. So I think the vengeance that I feel like we used to have, we don't have that anymore. But I'm going to get this person back. I think we lost that. I think we lost that a long time ago. Yeah, because it's just not fair. The fairness of it all, it wouldn't work out for us.
I think about stuff like that in crazy situations, and it's not just about, for me as well, it's not just about, you want to be logical and you want cooler heads to prevail, but you also have to think about the fact that you have a child that you're supposed to protect. So having someone violate your child in a certain kind of way and you don't defend them in a certain kind of way, that also sends a message to your child. And I don't think that's something that people also consider as much as they need to as well. Mia feels very confident that if somebody fuck with her, like the ultimate thing is I'm gonna tell my mama, right? This is how she is. So I feel like I have something to uphold in that regard as well. Where my kid feels like somebody fuck with me, I'm telling my mama she's gonna do something about it. And you're absolutely correct. I found out somebody does something, I don't even want to talk about it, but I found out something crazy happens to my kid. I can't promise you I'd care much other than I need to hurt this person because they hurt my child.
I get it.
And I would like to think, I don't know if I don't know the kid's situation at home. I don't know if they got cousins or something. I don't know the situation, but I don't know what this Asian man is on bail for, but I saw his, I guess, arraignment. I don't know if that's what that's called. Whatever he was he was doing it like this via Zoom because of COVID stuff or whatever. And he's sitting there blinking, like doing all this extra eye shit. And I feel like he's trying to find a way to sneak this insanity or say he has some type of condition or something. I feel like he's trying to prep it for that, because you're not going to be able to explain how the fuck you shot a 6-year-old kid. Like, even the most racist of racists gonna have a hard time explaining it. We know you didn't feel like your life was in danger against a 6-year-old. So he's like doing all this extra blinking and trying to act like he's just so fucking distraught. And it's like,
was he a veteran?
You can see clear as fuck when you chase this little boy with a sledgehammer and then you shot him outside your fucking window.
Army. So was he a part of the services? Can he claim postpartum?
He used to work at some restaurant, and the restaurant is disclaimed.
Oh, so it's a no. I think
he's a regular.
I hope he goes down. But Red Table Talk, I feel like we talked about this before, but Red Table Talk was talking about Asians and Blacks and how it's always been this kind of like undertone of rivalry since the beginning. Because we did talk about this. They come into our neighborhoods and they're allowed to buy our corner stores, and they're allowed to have Chinese restaurants and nail salons. And the thing is, they can do the favorited minority. So if the favorited minority, who brings money into the country constantly, circulates in they circulate a dollar like no fucking other. They do not beef with the white people, right? They're in alliance with the white people. You think about them being in hierarchy when it comes to all the minorities in America, of course they're going to be more protected. So this wasn't shocking to me because they're going to be most protected. They're Asians, right? The Asians are the smartest. White men want to procreate with all Asian white women because they think for some reason, if I procreate with an Asian woman, then all my kids are going to be smart. They're going to be genius. They're going to be entrepreneurs, whatever. They're going to make the most money. So Asians have always been the popular minority. So when this shit happened and everybody exploded and they made this fucking law, whether it's COVID or not, it makes sense. They're not going to ride. No one rides for Black people. We never get stood up for ever. Asians never really are in the crossfire. They are kind of like the silent bystander is just kind of, okay, well, that's not us. That ain't got nothing to do with us. They don't protest. You don't see them out in the public for any fucking thing, not even LGBTQLXYZ, whatever the fuck. You don't see them out protesting for anybody. They ride for the Asian community. That's it. So on the show, The Red Table Talk, they were talking about how it's always been like that with Blacks and Asians. They come into our neighborhood, they treat us like shit, they don't respect us. And this man, Michael Eric Dyson, was basically saying, we can't generalize a whole population of people based on our very small, our very small interactions with Asians. We don't have many Asian friends. We go to their salons, we eat their food, and we buy their hair, right? And so what makes me stop there, you saying, I'm not finna stop what I'm doing and post nothing about stop Asian hate if I ain't never seen no Asian ride for a Black cause, right? So their thing was, because they're human, I'm not on that. I'm on what you on. If you're not riding for the Black community and we support you monetarily, nigga, let's just go there. We make sure your shops stay open. We eat your food. We buy the bundles from your company that you guys fucking open every fucking day and have sales like no other. The Black community supports the Asian community more than any other fucking community. Because y'all capitalize on us. Y'all know what we like. You're in our fucking neighborhoods. You're capitalizing on our people. So the least, I think, the quietest minority who stands back while everything happens can do is ride for the Black community. Can you just imagine what would happen if Asians stood up and rode for us? They are the favorite minority. Do you know how much shit would change overnight? I truly believe that. But because they're such a separatist ass nation, they're separatists. No, we're in America, but we're doing our thing. Whatever the fuck happens with them is what happens with them. They don't speak in public. They're the most rude. And we can say that because every encounter we've had with somebody who's Asian is not pleasant.
I'm trying
They're
to
not. They're rude. And you can say culturally, and one more thing, you can say culturally they're different. They do not look people in the eyes. They think they're disrespectful. They do not hug. It's not a lot of touching and not a lot of affection going on in their culture. So thinking about the way that they are culturally, the way that they treat each other, the way that they treat their kids, the way that they converse with each other, the way that they interact, it's not very socially accepting. They're not social people culturally, if we throw that in there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so many justifications are given to the Asian community because of what they stand for and what they don't. They don't get in the way of anything, so they're not a problem. So they always ride for the Asian community because they don't cause any trouble. Apparently.
Ride for the Asian community.
You said what? Whites. Whites. Yeah, they're the favorite minority. They always have been from the beginning. So this happening and that law passing that fast, I'm like, duh, we get everything from their people. Everything is banned in Taiwan, Japan, China. Chinese Americans probably were treated, no, Asian Americans were probably treated crazy. Japanese Americans were treated crazy after Vietnam. They locked them up in those camps. Nobody really talks about that, but they were locked in camps just like the Jews were. Those concentration camps, they was locked in them camps because they didn't know who to trust. They was like, get the Japs, let's put them away. We don't know what side they're on, but they were just as American as everybody else was. So I don't know. My thing is, if you do not ride for Black Lives Matter, and regardless if we step out and stand up for Asians, we pay your bills. We keep your building standing. We keep your money flowing. The Black dollar does that for the Asian community. So it's just, it's crazy to me that they come here and still think, oh, Black people are the lowest on the totem pole. Because that's what they're taught before they even get here. And Asians are very hierarchical people. Like, it's whoever's at the top, that's who we aspire to be. Whoever's at the bottom, we disrespect. I don't respect you. You're a roach. You're literally nothing. And that's how they treat African Americans, honestly. So I didn't post anything about Stop Asian nothing because if y'all gonna be quiet, if you're gonna be an innocent bystander, like you said the other day, like we always say, if you're gonna be racist loud. I want you to know. I want to know that you racist as fuck. I want you to be like, don't walk by me, nigger bitch, because blah blah blah. Don't tell me you voted for Obama twice, cause you that same cracker that will do the stand your ground law so that you can just shoot a bitch just because. You know what I'm saying? You will vote for that. So I want to know that you're racist. I don't want you to stand in the shadows and wait for shit to pop off. And when everything dies down, you come back out. That's what Asians do. They don't ride for nobody but themselves. So keep that same energy. When I just feel like everybody let us down. They went so hard for the Asian community. What was like for 2 weeks? I feel like it wasn't even that long before something happened. I feel like it was literally.
I feel like it was about 2 weeks too.
It was instant. Something changed because of that shit. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't even remember what I was gonna say now. Is it this one? I don't even remember. I've had more unpleasant interactions with Asian people than I've had pleasant ones. I've literally, like, some of the main pleasant ones I can think of is just like recently I ordered Mia likes crab ragoons. It's like these little things. I don't know. They sell them at Asian food places. The guy was really nice. He helped me carry my stuff to the car. He was a nice guy. I remember there was this girl in high school that I was friends with. She was younger than me, but she was always really sweet. I think she was in Sister to Sister, or trying to be. I don't know. But she was always really polite. But I think it's so fucking rude when I haven't been to an Asian salon in years at this point. I try to find Black people to go to. Even when I used to go to Asian salons, it was mostly Black people in there, like you said. So the way they just sit there and have full-blown conversation in another language, exceptionally rude. And it's kind of like, do they just live in their own set of fucking rules in their mind?
They do.
Because they can. I forgot who I was listening to. I'm going to see if I can look it up and give them credit for it. But they were saying that Asian people, the reason why they do come to our areas so well is because while they can't get these loans and all this shit.
Oh, I told you. That's what I was saying. Yeah,
they can't get all these loans and shit in the white neighborhoods, but they can get in ours quicker than we can. So this we have 17 different nail salons that own all the hair salons, and they based off, what to get. Yes, we buy their hair, we buy Malaysian this, and I don't know what other kind of. I think it's probably the only Asian based one we have. But yeah, we get their hair and stuff like that, and we constantly, as you say, make them money, and the common decency of just being respectful when you talk to it.
Exactly.
It's something that can't go by. And there's been multiple situations of them killing our kids. It was a long time ago, but I think that was the first.
The LA riots, right?
Mm-hmm. When they killed the little girl, they killed this Black girl in there. She wasn't doing anything. I think they thought she was stealing, but she didn't. She actually, I think, was taking the money out, but she was a little girl. Asian man shot her. With a situation of another Asian, this was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, shot some Black guy. He didn't die, but he just fired off, shot the Black guy, and could have shot other people because this guy didn't want to pay his tab. And I think the tab was like something he ordered, he said he didn't want, and the guy said you got to pay for it. But it was a small tab, like it wasn't even $10. I remember 5 or 7 for some reason. But he was like, I'm not paying for this, I don't want it. This guy starts shooting. The Asian guy just comes out, starts shooting. And all I think about is it's the privilege of it all, because white people feel very comfortable just firing whenever the fuck they feel like it because they're white, and I guess they assume, oh, we won't go to jail, or their law will understand.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to understand what the fuck this thing Asian people feel. Because as much as they may feel like it's the case, you guys still aren't white. You need to understand that. So you will be the sacrificial lamb if need be, especially if niggas got anything to do with it, because you didn't kill one of our fucking kids. So if they have to sacrifice you in order to get us to be quiet, they will. And I think that's something that they need to be mindful of. You're also a minority, maybe the favorite per Micah, but most definitely not mine. I don't like Chinese food. I try to stay out of their fucking salons. I don't even be wearing weave, so I don't even be having that problem. But it's the complete disregard for us. Yeah. There was a whole situation that I never heard any fucking news station at all. I never heard that shit reported on the news. The way they were handling Black people over in Asia or over in China or wherever during this COVID thing. They were literally not letting Black people in places.
Yeah.
You could have went there just to visit. And it was sorry, it was like, why can't I come in? Multiple fucking videos of Black people, tourists coming and saying, oh, I'm just trying to get something to eat. You can't come in here. Why? I'm sorry, ma'am, you just can't come in. They let white people walk right by. Or actually, Asians and other white people. It was just Black people they wouldn't let in. It was even to the point where they would give us food and things to drink out of dog bowls. I wish I was fucking kidding, but I'm not. This happened last year. It may still be a situation now. Nigerians, Africans, like not just Black people, but Africans for real, straight out of Africa, got treated so fucking horribly.
Yeah.
Asian people. And no one reported this. And it's like, and
it's Black, man.
Seem like I don't care. Because I'm like, an Asian old lady, she get somebody stole her ass. And I get it, it's fucked up. It's an old lady. You know, I like old people. But this shit gets reported on every fucking station everywhere they can. And I hear nothing about the way they handle it.
Because Black people,
me who knows this to give a fuck about that.
Black people are the target, bro. Whoever's against us, that's who they fucking with. They get off by killing us. This man got on bail, $10,000. He shot one of our children. We're the target.
They
We're always gonna be the target.
I hope his situation is at least something to think about, because yes, he got a low ass bail for shooting that little Black boy. Thank God the little boy didn't die. He is adorable, by the way. His name is Kobe. And then it's so funny because everyone on social media, like all Black celebrities or people with money or whatever, hooking him up. One guy sent him $1,000, bought him and all his friends new bicycles, and it was like, every birthday, whatever you want, I'll buy it for you. Somebody else is like, oh, somebody give me that little boy number, I'm hooking him up. The little boy is probably set for life at this point because so many people are coming together because he's so brave. He's such a brave little kid, and you could tell as a fucking 6-year-old, he doesn't even understand how close he was to literally dying. Like, I don't think he's so innocent that it doesn't even like cross his mind. You know how close he was to dying off the strength of some ignorant ass adult that has this some type of bias or type of hate in his heart towards little kids. You get what I'm saying? I'm not saying little kids ain't annoying, bro. They can be, but this cannot be your solution.
But not enough to kill.
Yes, but we talked about this in another episode where no matter if it's a little Black boy or a little Black girl, the moment you're Black, no matter what your age is, you're just automatically deemed as a threat. And I think it's crazy how much they demonize our little fucking kids. Like, they're children. The same way you look at this little 12-year-old boy with a fucking AK-47 in his hand and decide, well, because the little girl got shot, the 14-year-old girl, I don't know if it was his sister or what, but the little white girl got shot. She ain't died. I don't know where she got shot, but she got shot. And then once she got shot, the little boy came out with his hands up and they just kind of took him down. But we know multiple situations of white people going somewhere, killing their fucking body, and they handle them with common decency. And a nigga can probably just not have a seatbelt on. But you know, we got like Philando Castile's when he straight up tells you, I have a gun, I have a license, and he still gets shot in his fucking chest in front of a child and his woman.
Yeah.
So it's like, my thing is, I try to control my biases because I feel like I've heard too many stories of Asian people handling a certain kind of way that I feel like I have a little prejudice in me towards them, and I do my best to not just get an attitude with every Asian person I see. But when I hear situations like this, it doesn't fucking help my bias. They don't get my fucking money. As much as I can control it, the Asian community doesn't get my money. And I think it's because of the way I feel like they treat my fellow brothers and sisters. And you know how I feel about people feeling like, okay, well, it's not me, so it's not my problem. This isn't that situation. I think Asian hate is terrible. I don't know why the fuck niggas going around stabbing old Asian people or punching old Asian people.
Yeah.
I don't get it, but I also don't understand why the fuck this grown ass Asian man felt like it was okay to shoot a 6-year-old boy because his bicycle was in front of his house. And I don't understand why the fuck that Asian man way back when thought it was okay to kill a little, and I think the little girl was either 14.
It's the value of Black.
So for me, it's not my problem. I don't care. For me, it's I'm already handling something. I'm still trying to figure out why the fuck we keep getting handled this way, and they don't ride for us at all. And I mean, and now that I think about it, you're right. They probably don't really ride for anybody.
They don't ride for anybody. That's what they do.
Ones, maybe ones that were born here, and they are still Asian bicultural, but maybe they're from Michigan or some shit like that. You know, maybe they care a little bit more. But,
yeah. But
that didn't help.
The Black life does not matter.
No.
It really doesn't. Period. It does not matter.
Yeah.
And this is unfortunate. I used to get drunk and go off on like social justice rants because it's just you just wish it was different. I don't wish that we were the people inflicting this oppression on other people. I don't wish that Black people were the ones in charge of who lives and who dies. I do not wish that the roles were reversed in history, put us at the top and everybody else is at the bottom. I don't wish that, but it's just a common decency of being seen as a human being, regardless of status, economic status, regardless of skin tone. Stuff like that is so minimal, but it has made such a large impact on our entire history. Being in America, because that's what we're talking about, not anything else. Just being African American. The Black life doesn't matter. The moment we were not slaves anymore, that is the moment we became invaluable to everybody. Everybody. Every fucking body. That's it. So, you know, I think it's worse that I'm not shocked. I think it sucks that I'm not shocked. I think this is just another person doing what the man expects them to do. Mm-hmm. They're not going to be punished for killing our children. For what? Thank you. You did us a service today. Let's give him a fucking award and send him home. That's what it is. No one gives a fuck about our children. They don't give a fuck about our men, our women. Nothing. They don't. We are not valued.
The more I get familiarized with just stuff like this, the older I get, the more I get into this. I get blacker and blacker the older I get. And for me, the reaction for me is with you. I'm not surprised either. And I feel like I wish I got this realization younger, because maybe it'd be better, because my patience is so thin now. But it's just anger, like bad anger, like uncontrollable anger. It just gets worse and worse. And this is how these type of situations affect me when I see this, because it's almost kind of just like, it's like when you see somebody, it's like they don't even like you for real. So why the fuck do you take it upon yourself? It's just kind of like, okay, well, I'm not the bottom of the barrel like the Blacks are, so let me do as best as I can to stay in the white man's good graces.
Yes.
So I can still get whatever, because he's still not giving you the loans in your fucking neighborhoods like you want. He's still
they get them
and take our shit. And it's like, I've said this before. I said on a few episodes, I wish us as Black people, and I understand the crowd I'm talking to. There's a whole group of Black people that don't give a fuck about what I'm talking about. When they need their weave or their lashes or their fucking nails, they're gonna go. And Black people have a tendency to not have the best customer service either. So I will say that. But I'd rather do it. I'd rather give my money to a Black person. I'd rather support that situation, because again, for me, it's like you said, the Asian dollar, that shit moves. That bitch moves. That shit rotates in between whatever it is they gotta do
100 times.
Yeah. Like that's fantastic for them. They find a way to make sure their shit is lit. And if we as Black people took a little bit more pride in the way people talk to us, and the way people handled us, and the way they handle our kids, and the way they handle our kids, and the way they handle our kids, you wouldn't have spent a fucking dime with them either. I don't ever see Asian people in the Asian salons other than the motherfuckers that work there. It'd be me. It'd be me's and you's and all the other Black motherfuckers in there getting their shit done and getting done up, while in the midst of it, not even understanding what the situation is. There was a fucking story I heard about. I don't know if I told you about it or if I just talked about it on the episode, but it was a Black lady. She went on live and she was at an Asian getting her nails done at an Asian nail salon. And her 14-year-old daughter was there. And her daughter just kind of got up, like in the midst of getting her nails filed, got up when her mom was like, "Mom, I'm not comfortable, I'm going to the car." And she was like, "What? What are you doing?" So the daughter cleared it and went in the car. And then maybe like 10 minutes later, she got a call from her older daughter who said, "Mom," so the little sister called and said, the lady that was doing her nails was recording her, and there was an old white man on the camera. And when she looked, the lady turned the camera so the old man can see her, this old white man, and the old white man did a thumbs up. And so the little Black girl saw this and was like, "I'm getting the fuck up out of here," and ran out. So the mom hears this and she instantly stands up, snatches her hand, and is like, "What the fuck going on?" Right? So she starts going off. And then the Asian lady that was recording her, she hurried up and she was trying to turn off the camera. So another person that was in there getting their nails done, she walked up to the Black lady and she said, "I know you didn't see this because you weren't paying attention, but I watched this lady do it. The same lady that was recording your child, she took pictures of you too. She took pictures of you and was sending it to whomever was on the phone." So the lady obviously did a whole rant to the police, got there, the police came, was asking questions. So the owner, the wife of the owner, I think the owner is probably a guy, but she said her husband wasn't there. The owner comes out and she's just like, I'm so sorry. I don't know why she was doing that. I really apologize. And then so the question kept going on, who the fuck was she talking to? And what the fuck was she recording my child for? And why did she take pictures of me? And why is he doing a fucking thumbs up? And so human trafficking,
right,
everybody seems to keep forgetting, is a big fucking deal. It's so popular right now. It's one of the biggest crimes. And it's like, it never really gets talked about. If you Google right now, missing kids in Fort Lauderdale, probably like 12 kids, like 12, 13 kids are missing a day. But how often do you get Amber Alerts? How often do you see things like that? And it's for all races of kids, but you hardly even see stuff like that. So as a mom, I'm sitting here freaking the fuck out watching this. This lady is bawling, crying. She's shaking. And I can tell it's taking everything out of her not to go on this lady's shit. But the lady who was doing it ran off in the back and the owner came out and was just like, I'm so sorry. There's nothing on the phone. To the police, it was a white officer that came and he was even just like, but what the fuck was she doing? Why was she sitting there recording this little girl with this old white man on the phone? And what the fuck is the thumbs up for? And so when you think about how creepy shit like that is, I think I'm somebody that doesn't trust people hardly at all. I'm always scared of getting kidnapped. And I think people underestimate how fucking nasty humans can be. It's like, it's some shit. I'm surprised sometimes at the things that I hear that other humans actually do to humans. But there are things called narcissists, and they literally have no fucking feelings when it comes to stuff like this. Whatever it is, however I gotta harm you, if it's your kid, if it's you, it's just a means to an end because I'm trying to get to an end result. I'm trying to get this, so I gotta do this to do that. And I'm sure that happens everywhere, but this obviously did not help shine a positive light on Asian people and fucking nail salons for me. And I'm just like, Lord, all right. I guess the best thing I can say for these people is just, for Black people in particular, we have to get over this thing of just wanting to get whatever we want. I just need my nails done. I just need my this and that. Start spending your dollar at places that at least treat you with respect. I don't know. You don't know who owns every single thing. It could be an Asian person that owns fucking Target, Walmart, all these big ass places. That could be the case. But direct disrespect to your face, to me, you're gonna have a hard time. I work too hard for my money for me to just sit there and decide I'm gonna just do this shit just because I need to do it. And I'm gonna just take shit like this just because I need to take it or because I gotta get my hair done or whatever the case is. I don't think any of that shit is worth your pride. And I think when you sit there and let people show you how much they don't give a fuck about you, you keep going back like a fucking battered dog or a poor child that can't do better but go to you, you give these people the power they need or empower them to feel like they can do shit like this to our kids and it's not a fucking problem. They can do shit like this to us and it's not a fucking problem. Because it's not just kids that they do this with. Asian people feel let me try to not stereotype this or generalize it, but like I said, I've had more negative interactions with Asian people than positive ones. And this doesn't make me blame every Asian person I see. This just makes me spend my money elsewhere. That's what it makes me do. This is how I get back at that. And I feel like Asian people have had to have heard this. So no, like I said, there's some Asian people that I haven't heard make much of a complaint about anything. They don't seem to speak out on the shit that's happening with us or whatever. But I mean, I get it. You don't give a fuck.
nothing.
And I can respect that. I can't force you to care. But
yeah,
definitely I'm a little more selective with where I spend my
what
stuff.
happens in the Black community is we don't support each other. So the only alternative to not spending your money with the Asian community is spending your money with the Black community. And the amount of excuses that people have for spending their dollar in the Black community are endless. Black girls who do nails,
I said it off rip. Our customer service is trash.
Black girls who do nails, they charge too much. Black girls who do their hair, they charge too much, which is, I get it. I mean, professionalism, super trash. But what is it going to take for us to not just roll over and just kind of take anything just cause? Like, I know history has already separated us. They killed our community. They're continuing to do the shit. They're doing a very good job at it. It's definitely working. But at some point, it's gonna be like you just probably gonna have to be annoyed every time you walk into a Black-owned nail salon.
Yeah.
You complain every time. You're gonna have to talk to the manager every time. You go into that Black restaurant. You're gonna have to do the same thing. The customer service is this. She had an attitude. Work on leadership skills. Work on customer service. Blah blah blah. It's just gonna have to be constant complaints. That's the only way I can see.
But here's my question.
Any of this going any further?
My question is, when you go to Asian nail salons, are people trying to say that they're more polite than the Black girls go to? Because I don't fucking think so.
They rather go there than go Black. That's what I'm trying to say.
Why though? What's the logic behind that? Just because what?
Point up, Black people do not support Black people. That's always been a thing. Period. That is our problem. That's why the fuck our dollar does not circulate the way it should. Period. How many mom and pop shops have fucking popped the fuck open? They closed hella fast, but that's because we don't know business, and that's because we can't get a fucking loan. So if I really sit here, oh, Amara, you kicking me hard? You feel me? I'm just
you getting lit on my son. He'll be like, damn.
It's a certain point, like I said, we are gonna have to figure out. Michael Eric Dyson said the same shit. Fucking Martin Luther King said the same shit. Malcolm X said the same shit before they fucking died. Michael Eric Dyson is alive, by the way.
Yeah, shout out to Michael. I like him. He's
but
a
at the end of the day, you are going to have to spend your dollar in your community for it to flourish. In order to stop Asian people from being disrespectful to you, you got to stop going to the fucking corner store. You have to stop. You have to stop spending your money in these places. You'd rather be disrespected from an Asian and a white and a Latin than deal with your own people. That is the bigger issue here. That is the bigger fucking issue. I know so many nail techs that are Black women. They are charging a whole lot, but I get it. You're starting a business. You're trying to cut costs. You're trying to whatever the fuck. Like, it is what it is. I'm not telling you what to cap your talent on. I'm not telling you what to charge. But what I am saying is we make excuses for not going to these people. And one of those excuses is it's too expensive. Somebody always got an attitude. Yeah, the expense part, what they charge, and their customer service. But everywhere else you go, you deal with people with trash customer service, but you keep going.
But you still fucking go. And I agree, because then I think about like,
you make fucking waitress piss you. But no.
It's kind of like what we talked about, like on one of our very first episodes. It was one of the episodes we had Carlin on, where it was like, for me, I don't know how to help those Black people. Those Black people who just don't give a fuck about shit, and I don't care about what's happening there because I'm like, I don't care about what's happening there. Like I used to argue, like there's like little kids getting like kidnapped and raped, and you think I give a fuck about the fact that you don't want to work at McDonald's? Like my family's from Jamaica. I got cousins that's ready to marry strangers just to get a fucking visa and come here. Like that's still a real life thing for people that I know from my hometown down there.
Right.
Expect me to care about the fact that, man, I ain't finna work at McDonald's, man, I'd rather rob a nigga. All right, sir. Micah explained your life.
Yeah.
And Micah made it very clear that you really cannot see beyond what the fuck is happening in front of you. And I get it, but those are the bunch that I don't know how to help. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell them, but I don't know how to help these niggas at all, because it's the ignorance for me. And then you have to, unfortunately, it's just like such a never ending cycle, because you have to, everything, and I know white people hate this shit, and it's like, fuck y'all for this, bro. Everything goes back to what the fuck? Slavery. Everything goes back to slavery. And everything goes back to oppression. Everything goes back to Jim Crow and all this shit. There's been so many things like that still trickle down in why we act the way we act now, and why we act this way amongst each other, and how we can't even support each other when it comes to stuff. And when I do see Black companies, like local Black companies, like shout out to Cookie and Phil, and I think the lady's name is Sweets, and I see Cookie support D all the time. I don't know if she's a part of that, but Stretch. These are all Black people. There's like a bunch of Black people that I got to know through Stretch. Stretch is champion lover for everybody who's on the show, DJ Stretch, and they always support each other. And I love seeing that, because it's just like,
are all of them Jamaican?
Yes,
All right, continue.
they are all Jamaican.
All right, I'm about to. I don't
All
got
right, give it to me then, because you're
That's
right.
it.
No,
That's
no,
it.
you're right, because I can't. Not saying that there aren't Black Americans that do this, but yes, these are all Jamaicans.
I know.
Shut
I
up.
know.
But let me say that too. Jamaicans just aren't automatically supportive ass people. We talk a lot of shit. Like, I'm not even gonna say that. Jamaicans real quick to talk behind your back and smile in your face. Jamaicans have a lot of nasty ass attitudes as well. But I don't know if I can just I don't know if I could bunch the stretches and the cookies and the D's and the sweets and the fills in the millennials that are understanding it's better to support each other and get somewhere, right? Because Cookie's gonna post Stretch's Juice Bar. Stretch's gonna post Empress on the Rocks. Everybody posts Peppa's Kitchen. You know, like they all really come together. The DJs, I don't know all the DJs, but at least for the ones that I know, there's Champion Squad. They support Ecstatic. Like these niggas are friends. They support each other, right? Like even if they didn't get the gig, they don't just automatically not like the other nigga because he got the gig. Like we're trying to just get better at it. And these again are all Jamaican.
So what I would say is,
okay, give it to me then for Black Americans.
Even with our, I mean,
with
our friend group in general, I mean, we're supporting Mercedes like crazy.
True. Oh yeah, us, shit, us.
So it's happening, but on a, like you said, like on a grander scale, people come from a different struggle. Island people have a different starting story.
Yeah.
Yes, we were all slaves at one point. The West Indies, the Jamaicans, the Haitians, but everybody was fucking slaves if you Black. If you got some melanin that stretches generations back 500 years, your ass was related to a slave. So, but the culture that was bred, that was groomed, that was cultivated in that area is definitely different than the American experience. It just is. Jamaicans come over here, Haitians come over here, Cubans, hell, let's throw the Latins in there. Cubans come over here. Everybody
got that
sticks together.
Jamaica,
right? How many Jamaican-owned restaurants can I count on my hand right now? I can name 5. Jamaican-owned. And I can say Black-owned because they Black. At the end of the day, if the president said today, American, everybody's going to be African American if the president says this today. Everybody who is African American descent and who claims that they are Black can receive $100,000 reparation. Do you know how many island people are going to be like, I'm Black? Oh, no, me. All the Haitian people who want to be separate so bad are going to say I'm Black. Because guess what? You are Black.
Because they treat you Black. Yeah, that's what you want.
That's what you are Black, babe. You just went to a different island first. That's it.
Okay, but then this means what I said was right then. So it doesn't make a difference.
But no. It's still culturally different. I said if the president said you have to choose, they would choose Black. But what I'm saying is American Black families do not have the same core values as island Black families. They don't. They're raised differently. We can go down the line, and I think we did go down the line.
We've done it.
How in business it works, how they treat y'all when it comes to education.
Yeah, they don't play by
education. How they go off on y'all about fucking family and kids and what women should be doing. Like it is so fucking different. It's crazy. So at the end of the day, the islanders have this community, this communism shit on lock. It's the African Americans who are not Bahamian or Haitian or Virgin Island or wherever the fuck. It's here. It's the Southern. It's the total Black experience that has a problem with everything. Even our colorism is higher than I feel like y'all's is. Like,
no, our color, but you gotta think about bleaching is a very big thing for Jamaicans. And
everywhere, babe.
That's everywhere. Isn't that colorism? I feel like that's the same shit. Everybody want to be.
You're trying to.
I think it's worse. It's definitely worse in the islands. I think Black Americans are a lot better at just accepting that we're Black, but the Jamaicans, I know too many fucking.
Yes, accepting that you're Black, but the criticism, like I said, I didn't grow up Jamaican. I grew up Black, and in the community, light skinned and dark skinned women are treated very, very differently. They have very different privileges. They They have different privileges, and that's.
But that's what I'm saying. You said you feel like it's worse for Americans, and I think Jamaicans.
I'm not saying it's worse. I'm just saying what I'm saying.
You did say that. That's what I'm saying. You did just say that. That's what I'm
what?
It's the same.
What?
I think I don't know as many African Americans that bleach. I don't think I know any African Americans that bleach. Just American Black people. I don't know any of us that do that. Do you know?
But that's not. But you're trying to. So I'm not. So
I was saying colorism, but that's what you do that for, right?
Colorism and how people are treated. Are Jamaicans coloring their skin because the darker ones are treated worse? Are they doing that because of that? Or are they doing that because they want to be light? Yes. They don't just want to be light.
Yes, they get treated better. They feel like they look better. They'll tell you, "Me look nice, come bro." No, they get.
Okay. So they're taking the action.
They do that.
So they're taking the action to be light because they want the privilege of being light. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
So, okay. Black people treat, and we say black, not even island, Black people in general, if you're lighter, you get privileges. Jamaican people are taking the action. So yes, it's colorism hits them harder because they're taking the action.
They're doing shit. Yeah, it's just they're
taking the action. I mean,
I thought it'd be over by now, but they still do that shit. It might
actually do it. I mean, but that also the third world country, it's a lot of shit that I feel like
so weird, bro.
Into that. They marry people.
You can see it, like it's just so evident.
It's a lot of extreme stuff that happens when you're not in America. So I feel like the extremist part of being from a third world country, from being from an island, for not having, you do everything you possibly can to make sure you have the best of what you need. That's kind of what I feel. I feel like they go that extent because they probably feel like they have to go that extent. Americans
because I mean, the idea is you look nicer when you're light skinned, you're prettier when you're light skinned, you get more privileges when you're light skinned, more people like you when you're light skinned.
Right.
And again, like I said, it was just a situation where I was mentioning there's people in Jamaica all the time that would marry whoever the fuck they need to marry so they can come up here and get a visa.
Right.
Jamaica, but I'm speaking on behalf of Jamaicans because I'm Jamaican.
Action.
So same difference. They feel like probably being lighter will lighten my chances of me somebody and marrying them. So this is why they do this. It's not because in my opinion, they don't look better, right? Like it's, and I was talking to Stretch about it the other day, and so we were just laughing because he was like, he knows this one girl, some girl he knows.
He was telling me about this. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, and it was like he saw her maybe 2 years ago, whatever. But then the next time he saw her, he was like, she was white, and he was like, it actually didn't look weird on her. But because it looks weird, like when people who bleach look weird. I don't give a fuck what they think. You look weird. We can all tell that you do it. It's like a little tint that you have. It's so unattractive. I don't know why the fuck we still do this. But he was like, she didn't actually look weird with it, but it was still just shocking because I didn't even know it was the same bitch. He didn't even know it was the same person. So it's just like I definitely get what you mean. It's definitely a situation where. And we have had this conversation many times. Island people are definitely raised completely different, but I don't like when they get too wrapped up in what they are and what they're not, especially when they're here, because until you open up your mouth, you look like a nigga to everybody. So it doesn't matter if you have a Jamaican accent, we'll say you're a Jamaican nigga, but you a nigga, or you have a Haitian accent, you a Haitian nigga, but you still a nigga. So I think if we can get over that somehow, but then, I mean, I don't know, because for Haitian people, all the Haitian people that kind of hold it together, they're perfectly fine in their situation. They stay out the way, they have their little communities and it works for them. Same for the Jamaicans and the Bahamians, whomever else. So it's kind of like the thing that's always been where segregation wasn't a bad idea. It was just executed poorly. I think Charlamagne says it all the time. Segregation wasn't a bad idea, it was just executed poorly. But shit, it's almost kind of like, maybe it is, what the fuck? Is segregation like the answer to this shit? You get what I'm saying? It's just like,
we're doing it already. We do it already. Our public schools are more segregated than they were when integration happened. Like 90% of our schools are segregated. Like we're doing it already. Our neighborhoods are fucking segregated. Like there's very, very small, like very heavy, different patches of your neighborhood will be all Black, and then they'll be all white, and then be all Spanish. We're doing this shit already. So they did that so that legally we'll treat everybody the same. That's why they fucking did it. But they didn't, people naturally segregated. Because naturally we were segregated. you brought us to this one place from our place where we all were the fucking same. America is a beautiful idea ran by the wrong fucking people. This shit really could have fucking worked. It really could have.
Great. It could have.
That's it. I mean, damn. I mean, just imagine all the herbs that different places have. When you bring them here, it's like, oh shit, this actually cures this disease because a papaya in fucking Honduras. But like, what the fuck? Like, we really could benefit from this shit, and we're steady fighting about who gets what and who gets it. It's just fucking ridiculous. But at the end of the day, I feel like we're getting closer and closer. And although it's such a long run, the journey is going to be, we probably going to be dead and gone.
Someone just asked, are we mixing up gentrification with segregation? No, we're talking about segregation. We like the idea of being with our own. We don't have a problem with it.
Gentrification is changing a black neighborhood and making,
we're not talking about gentrification. No.
We're talking about what people naturally
do.
When they're looking for a home.
They look for places that have the black folks. If you want it, or like for me in my case, I wouldn't want to be in a neighborhood. I don't want to be in the hood in the ghetto. So I don't want to be around just the low income bad situation. Right. Yes, crime is higher. I don't feel as safe. I'm a single mom. There's things like that I have to consider. I don't necessarily want to be in a completely white ass neighborhood either.
I don't want to, and I ain't moving to Boca because of that.
I don't want to do that. And I love Boca because it's so bougie. I like bougie shit. But then I got to find the black bougie. Let me deal with them. Like, you know,
never gonna see my people.
Yeah, you just gonna be either like the token black person, the token black kid. I feel like anytime it's like just a token black around a whole bunch of whites, especially the way my mouth is, it just don't seem safe. It seems like a really fishy situation. You need to get the fuck up out of there.
Look at our schools. Like prime example. We have all black high schools, bruh. We do. It'd be like 12 white people at our school.
Yes.
Because they're choosing not to go to BA. I don't want my kid to go to BA. All those
but they go for the IB program. So, and honestly, they
only in pocket of them. Yeah, it's only in pocket of them. So unless my kid can go for this program and be treated elitist, they're not going. Period. If they can choose, they will choose otherwise.
Somebody wants you to explain what you mean when you said, Micah, that he said compare and contrast. You just give me a better example, I guess. The statement was made about schools being more segregated now than during the initiation of segregation. I mean, it kind of makes sense.
Integration, but yeah. So the statistic is schools today are more segregated when they were trying to integrate us, right? Okay. Integration happens when you put blacks and whites in the same place. Interlocking all the fucking nations. Everybody doing the same thing, going to the same places. They literally, that was a law. You cannot tell black students that they cannot go to a white school. Black kids have to get taught like all these other white kids do, right? My mom was a part of that shit to say how not old it is. So they took a group of those black kids to put them in that white school. Since then, that was the fucking 50s. Since the 50s, schools are more segregated than they were when the law came out. So think about all the schools they had during segregation, like the initial 1940s and 50s. 4 schools are white, 4 schools are black. The law passes in the 60s. There are now 8 schools and they're all mixed because they had to be because of the climate of the 60s. Right? But now in the 2000s, there are 4 white schools and 4 black schools, segregation. And they did that on their own. Yeah. So what I'm saying now, all these high schools, all these middle school, all these elementaries, there is a majority of a ethnic background at that school.
And as I've had to look up schools for my kid and stuff like that, I mean, to me, what Mike is saying is it's like it's obvious because we went to BA. BA is a black school. Like,
and it's supposed to be one.
Yeah, it's in Lakes. it's a whole bunch of niggas in there. We got a few of the Latins, and they just add them with us, so they black with us too. Fine. I think I told you I bet that one little Asian girl. I'm sure there were more, but it wasn't a lot, and it wasn't that many white girls there. It's probably about 5. I don't even know. But BA was a black school, and then you think about American Heritage, and that I would categorize that as a white school. I looked up how much that shit cost to send me there, bitch.
It's private too. It's
private. So it's a white school and it's private. So I think like you said, it's pretty.
And if you want to throw economics in there, okay, we have a low socioeconomic neighborhood that has a low socioeconomic high school. Mm-hmm. Who's gonna go to the school?
And this is, and I don't know if you don't know much about homes, it's the schools. The schools are what also make prices so expensive for homes. So when your school is an A school, the houses over here can be $500,000, $600,000 because this is a top tier school or whatever the case may be. And not saying there aren't black kids there, but that predominantly seems to happen when they're whites. That's just kind of how it is. I don't know how, I can't get into statistics of how that's the case. It's definitely not because white kids are smarter than black kids.
No, it's the money. It's the money. It's
the finances. So American Heritage, it is a private school. And when you do send your kids to private school, we've had that debate on episode before too, where yes, my kid is in a charter school, but the goal would be to put her in a private school. I was trying to get in a private school because unfortunately,
the education is better.
Opportunities in these type of situations. And that just kind of is what it is. So yeah.
Because it pays. At the end of the day, they found a way to continue to keep us segregated.
So isn't gentrification the re-implementation of segregation? Okay. Now I get what he's saying here. Like kind of like on Six Trunk, like we were saying. Remember I had to go do the podcast and you were like, you and Erica said it, or one of y'all said it. And you were like, that area, you were telling me, Leah, it's the ghetto, be careful. And then and you was like, but it may be gentrified, so it may look nice. And where I went was very fucking nice. For it to be Six Trunk, and I don't know about Six Trunk like that, but I know it's supposed to be the hood. It was nice as fuck there. Nice ass building, and I forgot which one of them lived there, but it was very, very nice. So I get what you're saying.
But the difference is gentrification is purposely done.
Oh, you're saying this, but you're saying we purposely, not, it's just kind of how
gentrification is a plan set out by the state to do something in that neighborhood to make it more appealing to the affluent. Right? Gentrification is about money, right? It's about status. If you put a fucking Starbucks in the middle of the hood, we love Starbucks, but if a tropical smoothie follows and then a Whole Food follows, they're trying to systematically do something on purpose, right? They're trying to get certain people to come to that area because they want to populate that area for the money of it, right? If I choose as a Black woman to send my kid to American Heritage because I financially have it, that's a choice too, but it's not a systematic choice. It is a personal choice. Gentrification is forcing. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm forcing these people out because here. And if it's a process that the character of poor urban areas is changed by wealthier people moving in, improving housing, attracting new businesses, and it's displacing current inhabitants in the process.
The guy said, and his name is DJ Trouble 01. Thank you for your commentary. I appreciate the debate.
Right.
He said negative. That's the smoke and mirrors. They are one and the same. And again, while I think I'm agreeing with both, because here's the point. Both things can be true.
Yeah, they're doing, yeah.
Both things can definitely be true. Micah is giving us the actual meaning of all these things, and that is the case. And a shout out to, I can't even pronounce it, but yeah, Six Trunk, prime example. Yeah, same situation. It's
right.
Both things can definitely be true. They're doing all this and this and this, and yes, it is still gentrification, and yes, it is segregation, and it's right. Like I think both things can definitely be true in this situation.
Right.
And that's fucked up. You think about like,
so either way,
white people.
So either way, obviously gentrification is been put in place in Wynwood as well. That shit is happening down in Wynwood.
I'm hearing, I haven't been to Wynwood in a while, but I'm hearing different.
Yeah, so they did the same thing to Overtown, but they're forcing people to move out. And they're not saying it's because of their so he says smoke and mirrors. They're not saying because you're Black you have poor, right? So if we're taking it to the segregation and the integration, that was about race.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? If them hoe ass black people can make more money, they not moving.
Here, okay, perfect. And here's how you two come together. See this? See this? He said, but if you limit the minority's income and increase the value and charging more, guess who can't take advantage of it? So it's like what you said. Yeah. If these poor ass black people could afford it, they would. But to support your thing, DJ Trouble 01, yeah, it's like it is. So I just think both things can be true.
Yeah,
both statements are true in that particular situation.
Right.
I do think that's the case.
So for me, if segregation can't be integration, because segregation was about race, it was about color. Mm-hmm. Gentrification is about money, but they're tying into the same because the low socioeconomic people are black. You know what I'm saying? So like, by definition, segregation is it's race and gentrification is money. Right. But one and the fucking same. So shout to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, DJ Trouble 01. All right. The last thing I want to give you, we've had this conversation before and we didn't agree on it, but now we have more context, and so I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. So I don't know if you heard about Monique, the comedian Monique, where she went on this whole thing about bonnets. She went on this whole bonnet thing and just talking about some, she was at the airport and she saw her young sisters. I forgot what she called everybody, her sweet baby or something like that. I don't know.
She's so funny.
Yeah, my sweet babies or something like that. And she was just like, she was at the airport and I guess she just walked up some girl, probably my age, maybe younger. I don't know, because we're younger than Monique, but just that we come out in our bonnets and our slides and our head wraps and our head ties and just don't even care. And she's just like, when did we lose pride in ourselves? When did we lose pride in coming out?
Appearance.
Presentable. When did we? Because my thing is, I hate when bitches outside with bonnets. I don't like that. And Micah was not necessarily in support of it, but she was just defending it right. Like, why the fuck is it always something with us? Like, why the fuck are y'all always on us about what we wear and how we come out and what the fuck we do? You get what I'm saying? Like, and so I understand it. So I get Monique's thing. But then this reminds me of like something I'm dealing with in my personal life, the generational differences and the way things are viewed. So what somebody commented on, I forgot where I read the comment, but the person was just like, the issue with this more so for them is that if I want to go outside with my bonnet on, right, because I like bonnets, I don't know, whatever, and I want to wear my bonnet today and be outside and everybody feels like it's not presentable or it's not nice, I am not trying to conform to the norms of white people to look in the way, because white people don't wear bonnets, they don't come out their house looking like that. So
they don't wear bonnets.
You said what?
They don't need to wear bonnets?
They don't wear bonnets, right.
Go ahead.
Right. So for me, I never liked seeing the bonnets. I feel like, bitch, you could have took that off before you came out here. I'm not a fan of it. I do feel like it looks ghetto as fuck. I think you automatically get labeled as that. I have left my house once before in a bonnet. It was the day of my soiree. I had my rollers in. I had to keep them in for the silk press because, the silk press will get fucked up. And that was I think I had on the same shirt too now that I'm thinking about it. I had on this shirt, I had my rollers, and I had the bonnet over the rollers. And I was like, oh, well, and my thing with that is I think when you do come out in your bonnets and your head ties and whatever the fuck you wear, and you look unkept, if you will, it's not as common in our generation. It's not an uncommon thing to see. And I think that's what Monique's not understanding. For Monique's generation, yes, they probably did have a lot more pride in the way they came out, but you can catch a bitch in a bonnet often.
Yeah.
I was bonnets all the time. I was just in Walmart getting some medicine.
But that's what I said.
I was 7 bonnets.
I will go to Walmart in a bonnet. I will not go to Target in a bonnet. I will not go to Publix in a bonnet. I will not go to the fucking mall in a bonnet. I just wouldn't. I will go to a corner store
in a bonnet.
Like, I do feel there is, because I remember there is an appearance that I'm upholding because there's a stereotype that comes with the other shit that we do.
Agreed.
And control that. I can't control that.
And that's what I said. I feel like Monique's approach was after she got a lot of backlash from the millennials, I guess. Monique was like, Y'all can be mad, get spicy, but I said what the fuck I said. I said, okay, Monique, that's my line, bitch. I said what I said. And she's not wrong. But my thing is, okay, you know the stereotype that comes with it. You know you're automatically deemed as ghetto and whatever the fuck they say about us. I feel like as long as you fine with that, then live your fucking life, wear your bonnet and call it a day. I don't care for it. I'm not a bonnet wearer in public, but I just started wearing my bonnet for real last year. I realized it really does take care of your hair. It really does keep my curls together when I sleep in a bonnet. So I think as long as you're comfortable with the stereotype that comes with that.
Yeah, because it's gonna come.
It's gonna come. You're gonna be deemed as the bitch with the bonnet and the whatever. And so she was even going on like just the way we dress, I guess, when we're catching a flight. And it's like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna be the bitch that wear heels in a suit on a plane. Like, I'm not gonna do that. The goal on the plane is comfortable. And before I was pre-TSA, I still had to take off my shoes. So this is why people wear slides, because it's just less fucking work than wearing sneakers and heels that you got to buckle back up and tie back in. And you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I think that just showed, again, just the generational differences. And like I said, I've been personally dealing with that in my personal life, just with me and someone from another generation just expecting me to do everything the way they do it and not being accepting of the way things may be at this point.
Right.
It's a little different now. And so what I'll say in Monique's defense is she wasn't, you know how my generational difference situation went. It was very reprimanding and it was off the chain. Monique wasn't rude. She wasn't rude. She wasn't she was
know what happened.
Keep pride in yourself, my babies. We got to care about how we come out the house, my babies. Like,
yeah.
It's about it, Micah, honestly.
So the thing is, and I think my mom is actually older than her, but my mom does not go anywhere looking crazy. She just doesn't.
Your daddy. I feel like your daddy. He always got on suits, but
yeah. And so the crazy thing is, if you look at, you know, the first blacks when they started getting money, they looked very fucking prestigious, and they were wearing suits and they were wearing the finest linen, and they were really stepping the fuck out. You know,
yeah, they was first
they actually felt a part of society, and to be a part of society, you have to be kept. And so I think that's where all that came from, because of where they came from. Right. So I feel like when it comes to the way that we dress, it does matter so much to Black people because of what it actually took for us to even be in public. To be honest, to even be in a fucking store or whatever. But even my granny said the same shit. Like, even Willie be like, baby, we just going to Walmart. I'm like, let me just put on. I do that. And it's because my fucking dad just wears suits every fucking where he goes. So I think it's just caring about your appearance and how people are going to treat you because of that.
Exactly.
When I go to Walmart, I don't give a fuck how I'm treated. I ain't in there for socialization. I ain't in there for that. I'm in there to get whatever I need, and I'm finna get gone, right?
And that's funny enough because I avoid Walmart like the plague if I can. I ain't even.
Yeah, and you know, Target, like I said, I don't even wear certain things to Target. People see me that know me, and no, I'm not. In college, I probably did. I probably gave more. I probably didn't give as many fucks as I do now when I was in college. I used to go to Walmart looking crazy.
But to me that makes sense because I think though that age group, which I guess may still be our millennials or maybe the young kids, I don't know, but I think that's the age group that she's coming at. But you know, when you were talking about your whatever, if I'm going to Walgreens, I'll go to Walgreens like this. Like, this is my podcast. Look how I came on here. And to me, I don't mind doing this because I hate people that take themselves so seriously. And I think that's something else to kind of consider too.
That's a little different than taking yourself seriously though.
No, not seriously, but I mean, you gotta think about people that you've never seen without makeup. You get what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. I think that's why I'm comfortable going out however I may go out, right? Like I said, that one bonnet situation is because, bruh, I had to get the champagne. I had to get the caviar. I was having a soiree that night. I looked lovely that night. That day I had to go out in that goddamn bonnet. And it was the thing, but no one looked at, I don't feel like I got weird stares. I just looked like a typical Black girl that wear bonnets out in the public. And I was ready for whatever eyes I got from that. It wouldn't have made me feel like an unsuccessful woman because I had the bonnet on. Yeah. It really does have to do with you as a person and what you think. And I don't think anything's wrong with just, okay, let me put something on, babe. Let me look right. I don't think anything's wrong with doing that. I think we definitely get judged about it more because you got to think about it. If my mom always says this, it's like when she sees like little white girls out in like tiny ass shorts, she like, now if it was a black girl, they'd have went off on her. She ain't got a business either, but we have asses.
It really matters.
Yes. And even if you don't have the biggest ass, you used to get shit all the time because you got long ass legs. It's like, they're her fucking legs. What do you want this bitch to do? She can't find pants that fit her by the ankles. Micah is tall. So it's just kind of like, I think, I don't think for me, I do makeup if I have to, if I feel like I have to, if I feel like it's required for where I'm going. But on a regular day, you're going to, this is.
But so when you throw makeup in there, that's more insecurity to me, not so much a, I don't know.
But okay, and Monique's thing, she mentioned that too. She was like, comb your hair.
Yeah, that's it. Like,
look presentable. So fine. I mean, I feel like makeup falls in the category for that. And fine, you can take it out if you want to, but for me, it's the same difference.
And I only say that because that's the level of insecurity. We're on here with no makeup. We're fine with that. There's no insecurity about our dark spots or whatever the fuck. Yeah. This is my face.
And on YouTube, they just get what they get.
And it is what it is. So the makeup is covering blemishes. So that's all I'm telling you.
I tried to do my eyebrows before we do this.
I don't nothing. Fuck it. And putting on a face and then putting on clothes to go out is more indicative of your insecurity than it is of anything else. If you could just walk the fuck out of your house looking like you're going somewhere, that's all. Even when niggas wear that do-rag, hate do-rags, hate them, throw them away. I hate do-rags. But you got a wife beater on, sweats, socks, and Nike. Sorry, nigga. You look unkept. You look unkept with them socks and them slides on. So it's the same thing when a girl wears a bonnet, black woman, because white boys don't dress like that. So if a black girl wears a bonnet and an oversized t-shirt and some biker shorts, that bonnet is throwing it off. Take the fucking bonnet off. You look fine. You look fine. Whatever. Your hair is probably back in a ponytail or it's an afro. No matter what, if it ain't combed, it's a fro. If it ain't a perm, it's on your shoulders. Whatever it looks like, our hair doesn't look the same. So our kept is gonna be the same. But a bonnet and a do-rag is a hell no. When you go certain places, Walmart, we grocery shopping. I don't advise people to go to the mall like that. Not the mall. Why you went to the mall like that? Like that's, I don't know, bro. So and
then you got to think of okay, obviously every situation isn't this, right? People just like their bonnets. I've seen girls at the airport with their bonnets on. I don't care for it, but I don't give a fuck. But in my situation when it was because I have to keep this hair together for tonight. So that's what I assumed it was for. But then you even have people like Plies. Like Plies just came out with that. It was like last week or the week before. And he was just like, he hates the bonnets. And he was like, I thought them was just shit y'all slept in. The bonnet. So he was going up about how much he doesn't like bonnets. And I feel like maybe if our men encourage us not to, maybe our women won't. But at the same time, it's just like, but y'all gonna fuck either way. So it's just
almost like, I don't know, like bonnet, bonnet is not made for outdoors.
It's not.
Put a scarf on, like literally. You can
but she was complaining about that too. So that's where I guess they got on Monique ass, because Monique was complaining about the scarves too. Her thing is, you don't need to be at the airport with your hair not done. Like if I was saving my hair, if I'm going to Atlanta tonight, she wants my hair to be down and ready to be done for Atlanta because this is it. You know, right. It's like, but Monique, I'm natural and my shit gonna get fucked up in a short amount of time. So you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't think
they didn't wear their natural hair as much as we wear ours.
Exactly.
With bonnets on don't have natural hair. So let's talk about that.
Exactly. I've noticed that.
It's not. They don't have natural hair. They're not preserving a curl.
They're not preserving a curl or straight
together. They're trying to keep that ponytail slick the fuck.
I might say what be in there then, but yeah, okay.
No, it be their hair. It be literally long, straight, Brazilian, Cambodian, whatever the fuck, like this.
Yeah. You look like that.
It's swooshed up. It's swooshed up like that. So
it just looks great.
That's what it is. But
All
yeah.
right. Well, I get it, and I think we'll save that for another one. I want because I could do a whole episode on that, but it's just generational differences and just how
You come at people.
they are in us. But it's kind of the same thing because their parents were just disappointed in them and the decision they make, and then I guess
How dare you not wear a suit?
yeah, it's just a trickle down effect of what's going to be with us, and I feel like our generation is going to be better with our kids.
Oh yeah, I see it already.
Yeah, because I know I'm going to be better at that. I've had to make this point to my mom more recently than I would like to have made it, but it's like I'm not going to do everything the way you did it. You have to understand that I'm not you, right? So I'm not going to do things the way you like it. And you also have to understand your days of raising me, while you'll always be my mother, I am an adult. So you have to start accepting me for what you're getting and not feeling like you're going to just like scold and mold me into doing what the fuck you want me to do. I'm older now. So Monique wasn't wrong, but she has that other side. And I agree, like because when you talk about your mom and your dad, I think about my mom. And my mom does not go out the house looking any type of way. She don't get dolled up. But if she's just going to the store, she always makes sure to have a nice dress. She gotta make sure her shoes coordinate enough. Because this is a nice woman. And if she's going out, she may put a little foundation on just to spruce it up. But she always makes sure her hair is neat and whatever. And I do let these curls just be, bitch. Like it'll be out. Like when we start the episode, it'll be up if I get hot. And
I think that's
they look unkempt to Monique. But I think what you said is perfect. Back in her time, they didn't wear their natural hair nearly as much as I think we do now. I think our generation is like natural hair queen. So this is where that's a whole different fucking ballgame, Monique. I don't know if she's natural, but bitch, this is a lot of work. Okay.
It's natural.
It's a lot.
But the products that'll keep them curls together so she don't have to wear a bonnet. Because Monique is natural. She's gray. And it's a beautiful natural.
I've seen it. It looks very nice.
It's beautiful natural. Yes. But the generation that she causes, all right, I'm gonna have to make sure I got gel spritz in this bitch when I walk out. These curls.
And she probably just sit under the dryer, make that shit crisp. And
she sits under the dryer. She don't do the at-home shit. She get her shit done. So it's a little different, but she holding on to the appearance that means a lot. When people go out and see, you never know who you're gonna meet. You never know who you're gonna see. You never know who's gonna approach you. You never know.
And that's the true thing.
Going to, you know what I'm saying? So when I go to the airport, I try a little bit. Even when I'm dressed down, I try. I be cute.
I be cute.
So I mean,
I be cute.
And it's because
I'm usually cute for the sake of when I get to wherever I'm going, I'm gonna do something.
Yeah, like
so I'll do if I'm doing makeup, fine. If I'm not, then I'll thug it out. But I try to look presentable. And then like I said, because I'm pre-TSA now, I can wear whatever shoes I want since I take them bitches off no more. So it's even better. So I get what you mean. I hear you, Mo. Good luck with that.
I get it.
All right. Well, I think we did a lot of black stuff today.
You said what?
I said I would let you do our black thing, but I think we did enough black stuff today.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Support one another, man.
Support one another, black folks.
Ride for each other before you ride for the other.
Yes, do better at that. And I don't support crime on any level, but I think and this is you said this, Micah, and I've heard a few people say it. It just goes to where like my people aren't okay yet. Like black people aren't okay yet. And it's like we're never fucking okay. It's always something. Y'all shooting our kids, y'all shooting our women, y'all are kidnapping our women, raping our women, you killing our niggas at an alarming rate. Our sons, our husbands, our uncles, our dads. So we got shit to worry about, right? So let's try to fight for some stuff for us and other races, Asian people. We are probably your biggest contributors to money because y'all sell all the shit that black folks stereotypically like. So it wouldn't kill you.
You choose that for a reason because black people got money on the low. We don't have money, but we got money, which is crazy. We just
find money for what the fuck we want to spend money on. And so you get a nigga to buy rims. You can always get a nigga to buy gold. You can always get a nigga to buy nails. You can always get a nigga to get their hair done. I've gone to Asian people for quite some time for my nails, but I go to my cousin predominantly. And whenever she doesn't do nails, if I can get a booking with Tia, I go to Tia. It's also another black woman, went to school together. And if I can't, then I'm just nail free until whatever. And I understand that's not a sacrifice everybody's willing to make, right? Everybody doesn't have manageable hair that they know how to manage, if anything. So they may just say fuck it and go do what they got to do. But I, definitely try to go where you're respected more. Like if we don't try to start doing that, it's just things are just never going to change. The black dollar is important, but we don't even give a fuck where we spend it. We just
spend it.
Just spend it because we want shit done, and don't even consider the idea of supporting one another. To all they are black, but as Michael pointed out, they are all Jamaican. So shout out to all of them. I'm always so proud of them when I see them support each other. And we do have to shout us out too. I'm still American as well. And Jones, we always share Jones stuff. Paige is too, but still we share, yeah. And our little friend circle, we support each other extremely, right? So I just we all just find a better sense of community. And I think our generation could be the one to help do that. But we have to, and I hate to say it this way, but we have to stay angry almost. It's like, stay bothered. We get worked up about some shit in the immediate moment and then completely forget everything, like things just went back to normal. You get what I'm saying? Like it didn't go back to normal. This Asian guy shooting that 6-year-old boy, I'm not saying people aren't pissed, but it's just like, I just feel like people aren't angry enough, bitch. I'm so mad. That little boy is so sweet. He's so happy. He's so positive. He could be a badass little boy, but he a little boy. Who kids are great. You got kids be bad. Like how the fuck you shoot somebody's son, bro? So I think we need to just remember what the fuck we're fighting for. Think about your kids. Think about your grandkids, the future that you want for them, and maybe just be a little more wise with decisions you make with your money and how you support. It's about community, and we don't really have that, but we have to try to find a way to get that. So hopefully, if you did listen to this episode, this encourages you to go support a Black company. Me and Mike could do that as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as much as we can. And like we said, we are, in another episode we mentioned, we are the Black people that will buy something from a Black person just because they're Black. We don't believe in the idea of, well, stop telling me to buy your shit just because it's Black. I was like, if it's like,
I'm gonna do it.
$1,000, nigga, I can't afford it, but I can afford 20.
I'm gonna do
it. I can afford 50. I'll do that for you. Okay, I spend a lot of money on bullshit, so I can most definitely do this just to support. And I think if we get that idea more, get that logic more when it comes to supporting each other, it'll be a good thing. I'll give you a quick example of something, Micah. It was somebody, I'll tell you off air their names and stuff like that, but it was a situation where somebody was doing something and it was like they were making something to promote something. So you had person A and they're just like, oh, well, I helped them make it and they didn't even give me one to promote. So maybe they don't want me wearing their shit. I'm not doing it, whatever. Then you have person B, they were just like, well, I'm going to ask them for one anyway, because I'm going to support them. And so I agree to person A. I feel like, how I help you? I feel like maybe you don't want me to wear your shit, so whatever. But person B took the pride out of it and said, I'm gonna ask for one. I'm gonna wear their hat, I'm gonna wear their shirt or wear their whatever. I'm gonna ask one, and if they let me do it, then I'll wear it. And to me, I think that's it right there. What me and person A were feeling, that's that little pride that we gotta work out of. Yeah. Because the worst they can say is no, but it's like, who the fuck really gonna be mad? You shouldn't be mad at somebody trying to support your shit, trying to promote your shit.
And they shouldn't be.
You shouldn't be. And from what I've seen, person B did it. Person B had their shit on and they support it. And in their mind, when I need this favor done for me, hopefully they reciprocate. So I don't know if that will be the case, but if it's not, either way, they say, well, I'm going to ask. They say no, but I'm going to try to support. And I think, take that lesson from, don't be me and person A, be person B. Who want to support, they're going to ask to support. Can I have one? I want to wear it for you. I'll buy it if you want me to buy it, and I'll wear it to support. And I think that's great. So shout out to person B. I'll tell you who he is when we get off. Please visit us at letitsaitfor.you.com. Follow us at Let It Say It For You on IG, Let It Say It For You on YouTube, and Let It Say It For You, just for you, on Twitter. Mike is pregnant. She's happy.
I gotta pee.
Support your friends. Stop asking for shit with discounts. Your friends got a company buy it at full price. That's aggravating. You can't ask Target to get, well, actually, I do get coupons often, but you know what I'm trying to say. Okay. Buy the shit at full price, support.
Yeah, have a bartering system. I remember this girl was like, I'll do this for you if I come to your class for free. I was like, cool. We can barter. The fuck?
Yes, let's barter. You just said that to me about something. I can't even remember what it was, Micah. But yes, barter system It's a
I
good
get
deal.
your shirt for a hat. You
Yeah,
give me
yeah, yeah. Like we could do that. We could do that. Let's do it like
make that shit pop.
we're supporting it. That's keeping the dollar in the Black community.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let's fucking do it. Yeah. So, all right. I love you guys dearly. Goodbye.